Alright, so Haas to glory. That ain't right. Anyway, welcome back to my Haas to Glory series here on F124. Now, last episode was similar to Saudi Arabia, just not supposed to happen. I mean, I, on pace, got up to P2 and was fighting amongst the Ferraris for the podium places. That isn't supposed to happen in your first season with a Haas. And I actually considered stopping this series because clearly it's not going as it's supposed to. What's supposed to happen is that we start out as, like, 10th, 9th, 8th best team, and then we slowly build up over, 4 or 5 seasons until we are championship contenders. And, well, within, 3 races, I've got 2 second places and a 12th. So it isn't really going to plan. However, one thing that I will say, and the reason I'm continuing the series, is because not only does it bang views, which is important, but also Saudi Arabia and Australia are my best tracks in this game. By a mile. Maybe that, Singapore and Las Vegas. Apart from that, I'm awful at all of them, apart from those. We are now past those, so hopefully from now onwards, I mean, we've got Japan today, one of my worst tracks. Hopefully we can return to normal form, which is fighting for P14. We're going to quali at Suzuka. I'm gonna crush a lot. Let's go. Alright, welcome down, welcome to qualifying at Suzuka. Oh. I like how I get shocked by the fastest lap time every single episode. A 1:27.1 by Verstappen that's pretty lively. Even by his standards, I reckon that's pretty quick. We're more so interested in, obviously, down below. So our teammate Hulkenberg, currently 3rd slowest. He's only ahead of Sargent, which isn't much of an achievement, and Gasly. And I don't think Gasly had a particularly great lap. It's a 1:28.4 for Hulkenberg, so we're obviously going to target anywhere under that. Honestly, if I can try and go for a 1:28.2, I could maybe get up to P13. So that could be nice. But there's no point setting targets. You just drive as quick as you can and you see where you get, you know what I mean? So without further ado, let's begin the first hot lap. Yes! I'm absolutely sweating. It's 2 in the morning, but we're here, we're locked, and we are ready. Let's have it. Oh, my game's looking particularly colourful today. I don't know what that's all about, but I quite like it. Round the final corner to begin this lap. Now, I don't know how much overtake I'm going to use. I'm probably going to go for about 40 to 45. We'll go to about there. Now, turn 1, obviously, you want to be a bit gentle on the brakes, get off that curb. Oh, I've gone a bit wide there, don't worry. Now, this should be easy flat, not if you drive on the grass like a stupid moron that is. Welcome to the Factory YouTube channel. Now, this should be easy flat, even in a Haas, yes. And, it's the same sort of thing from, back in Australia and even Saudi Arabia. This car is supposed to be, 3 temps down. Never mind, I was going to say how even though this car is meant to be one of the slowest, it feels really quick and it feels really nice to drive, but I am 4 temps down in Sector 1 to Valtteri Bottas, so... Right, Sector numero 2 is going to be a... Oh no! Oh, Nelly, where did it all go wrong for Fat Crim on this first lap? I didn't feel like it was that bad. It's pretty mid, but I didn't think it was this bad. We crossed the line to put in a 1:29.2. Holy moly, I am 8 tenths of a second away from Bottas, which means I'm what, 6 tenths away from my teammate, probably multiple tenths behind Sargent. Oh, Jesus wept. So looking at the sector times, I am about 3 to 4 tenths down in Sector 1, half a second down in Sector 2, and then my Sector 3 is about there. So Sector 2 is my main target to improve upon. But also Sector 1. I feel like Sector 1 I can do. I was quite slow around the first, 3 corners. Sector 2, though, I'm not entirely sure where I lost all my time, because it's only, 2 corners. But I don't know. All I can do is, no boots, fresh fuel, I don't know. And see if I could at least get off the back row. I don't know anymore. When I said, I don't want to be, up in the podium places, that's not right. I want to be fighting for podiums. I didn't mean I could not even get off the back row, and I am alongside the almighty Logan Sargi, who's not even in the game. I wonder if they'll actually add Franco Colapinto. That's a stupid question. Of course they're not. It took them 6 months to add Ricciardo in. Anyway, let's begin this lap. I think I'm going to use a bit more overtake on this occasion, go down to about 55. Now into turn 1, I need to brake a bit more and also avoid that turn 1 curb. Get on throttle nice and early, and you can see the time gain. Should be easy flat through there. Ride the curb a little bit. Oh, wow, I've got a lot of grip. Oh. Okay, so I've managed to find near up to 4 tenths of a second in Sector 1. I ain't gonna lie, I have about 6 times the amount of grip that I thought I did. So that's interesting. I am now 8 tenths of a second up, and I am still a tenth and a half away from Lance Stroll. But we are improving. I am losing a little bit of time because I've run out of overtake. Round the final chicane, that was pretty sluggish. It's a good exit though. Overtake on, across the line A. I felt 9 tenths of a second. I don't care what position I'm in. I care what position I'm in. Huh? How does thou find thy upwards of 9 tenths of a second and I'm there? Sure, whatever. So, for the Japanese Grand Prix, I line up P19. I was just under or over 3 tenths of a second. I can't do basic maths. Alongside of all drivers, Logan Sargent. Great, alright. Well, this track is notoriously difficult to overtake on, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to be able to do from a position that low down, but we'll give it a good crack, do you know what I mean? I'm depressed. Anyway, race day, let's go. And here we are on the grid for race day. So the strategy is actually quite different for a change. Usually it's just, you know, medium, hard, hard, medium. We're actually incorporating the softs for once, which is rarer than finding diamonds at this point. The tyre wear doesn't look great, 78%, but I do believe it can go the distance. I just want to quickly see what happens if I do switch to a medium hard. Okay, so the tyre wear is that low. But that might not be such a bad thing, because the tyre deg will be so low that my lap times can stay consistently decent. But we are going to go for this strategy. I might even stop a lap earlier if I feel like it, if tyre wear really is that bad. But I'll just leave it as it is. Fuel, of course, we're going for 1 lap extra, as we always do. And then one thing I'm also going to do is quickly lower my aerodynamics so that I've got a bit more straight line speed. I think we're ready for a probably quite boring race, I'm not going to lie. You know, I feel like I am going to be at the back of the pack for most of the race and just sort of struggling, fighting amongst, you know, Sargent and Zhou Guanyu. So, along with the other shit drivers like myself. Anyway, let's begin. And here we go. Round number 4, I think. Japanese Grand Prix. Bosh! And we're underway. And that is a lively getaway from Oliver Behrman. And I'm gone. My PC is currently on the ropes. It's about to die. But we're in a race, so I don't care. The lot in front are going 3 wide, which is, you know, not the best thing to do. I've got a Sauber at the side of me. Lance Stroll is completely blocking them. My audio is cutting out like mad. Now, Lance Stroll and Hülkenberg ahead are both on the medium tyre. So maybe I'll have the pace to get past them. Or I just won't, to be honest. I could just not. Down the inside of Lance Stroll, what a move! Hang it up in the Louvre, what a move, and I'm not even going to get it done, because he's got a very good exit on him. Okay, place is obtained. Nice, that was quality. Right, and somehow I've already made it to my teammate, Nico Hülkenberg. He is starting to drop back from the likes of Gasly, that is expected, he is on those mediums. Sorry, I do apologise for that one. That's totally my bad. I wonder if I can actually get past Hülkenberg. I reckon I can, you know, quite easily. So the issue that I have here is that because Hülkenberg is quite slow, because he's on those harder compounded tyres, I'm actually just losing time to Gasly up ahead. It ain't much, but I reckon it will have an impact at some point. So I am just going to absolutely send it like I'm silly into turn 1 with a DRS. Alright, here we go. Nico Hülkenberg. Your time has come. You may be my teammate. You got diffed in Baku by Ollie Behrman. Now you're being diffed in Suzuka by Ollie Behrman, aka Fat Krim. Round the outside into turn 1. Another lovely overtake. I'm building up a nice little collection in this series. Lovely move. Up to P16. On the soft tyres still. Now I can try and close the gap to Gaza and maybe get lost and forgotten about in a DRS train. Right, I had to actually use, like, half of my ERS just to get within DRS of Gasly. This man is quick, and he's on one today, but I have got it. Hulkenberg also got it as well, so I can sort of drag him along and hopefully he doesn't get done by Stroll. Look at that. Fastest sector 3 for Fat Trim. There's a Williams scrapping with a Sauber up ahead. That is probably Bottas, and it isn't even a Williams, it's an RB. So I've got that horribly where it's actually Daniel Ricciardo in the retirement home. Isn't that nice? And hang on, there's a little chance here. Whoa! 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 No! 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 Gasly! Gasly! There's no wonder no one rates you, because what is going on here, buddy? I drove into him. That's what's happened there. I don't know if anybody else has noticed this since the patch, but listen to my car when I'm in 8th gear. This like droning sound. Listen. If you can hear that, why is that happening? I know it sounds stupid, but that is genuinely distracting me. It's a god-awful noise coming from a top-of-the-line Formula 1 car. Right, a little update. I'm kind of sticking to this pack ahead of me, like, just about. Not really. It is becoming more difficult to drive. The tyres are beginning to degrade quite quickly, as you can see. Upwards of, 35 to 45%. But we are stopping soon. I don't actually remember the specific lap that we are stopping. It's going to be lap number 7, so next lap. Honestly, the tyres don't feel that bad. Whoa! Gaza! Gasly! Pierre Gasly! That was not called for, mate. That doesn't help me in the slightest, because not only did I barge into you, I'm lucky I didn't get damage, but now I've got to try and get within 1 second of Daniel Ricciardo, or I'm going to be in the absolute mud here. I'm going to have to use so much of my overtake just to get within that 1 second. Come on, go. Power, please. Yes, there we go. It only took 40% ERS, and I think Hulkenberg's done Gasly. I know. He has, I think, just. No, he hasn't. I was lying. No, he hasn't. That's not what he's done. However, Hulkenberg will now have the drag reduction system on his side. Get that move done, lad. And now it's that lap numero... I forgot 7 in Spanish, but it's lap number 7, which means we're stopping at the end. We might as well turn on the hot lap ERS and use it for a whole lap, because why not? Right, round the final couple of corners, round the chicane, and you know what it's time for? Into the pits we must go. No, I'm not. I'm staying out, A sudden random change of strategy, which probably won't work. I'm going to go for an overcut on Daniel Ricciardo, and like I said, I don't think it's going to work, but it's always nice to try something, especially because if I was to pit at the same time, I would come back out in like P16, and I just think that's pretty pointless. I might as well try and make moves to the front, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, in this game, you can't see like specific gaps to certain drivers. I would like to see like updated gap to Ricciardo at like all times, just so I know if I've actually got this overcut working. It's pretty hard to tell. I mean, I am keeping pace with Zhou Guanyu, and he's on the mediums, so it's difficult to tell. I don't think this will work, but I'll have that 1 lap fresher rubber. That could help at some point. Right now, this is the lap. Into the pits we must go. E-I-E-I-E-I-O. And this is actually the first time on this entire F1 game, and maybe even any F1 game, that I've attempted an overcut. So we can see Daniel Ricciardo, he is the... When I cock that up, there goes Danny Rick. He's going to come out way ahead of me. Even though I was a second up, I'm still nowhere near. So even though I do an undercut in pretty much every single race, the one time I try an overcut, the undercut does me. Sick. Nice one. So if I pitted... Oh, this guy's undrivable. If I pitted on lap number... What? 7? The lap before Ricciardo? I would have came out like 2 seconds ahead of him. That's really annoying. But we move, I guess. Right, Alki's in. So it's like half the grid. Let's see where I come out in comparison. My pace with Ricciardo is... We're literally equal, to be honest. I've also got Gasly right behind me, which isn't ideal. So there's the pit exit. There's a little flurry of cars, and I believe we are out ahead of Stroll, who I was already ahead of, but now the gap is just, well, a bit larger, so that's nice, I guess. So it's difficult, to tell what's going to happen. Can I catch Ricciardo? Probably not at this current stage. Is there a reason of defending against Gasly? Not really at this stage. Am I going to finish anywhere higher than P14 or P15? Not at this stage. However, I am staying positive that a good result is still possible, because it's happened before, it can happen again, and it's truly never over until the checkered flag. You know, anything like a safety car, a red flag, or even just I start driving better, and I'm right back in the mix. I tell you what, I don't know who this Gasly bloke thinks he is, but he's really starting to annoy me. He keeps going for barbaric overtake manoeuvres. Here comes another one into turn 1. I should be okay though, and actually, there is the Sauber of Zhou Guanyu. So I've actually, did I undercut him or was I already ahead? I genuinely don't remember. Gap to Ricciardo, by the way, has also gone down to 1.3. It seems like my pace on these medium tyres is actually quite positive. So for the first time this race, there is actually some optimism. Yes! This is also quite interesting as well, is that I'm not only catching Ricciardo, but Ricciardo is catching Albon, who is on the hard tyres. Things are moving about here, and Albon isn't too far away from the next car ahead. Like, this ain't done at all. I have DRS on Ricciardo now. I mean, I'm catching him by 6-7 tenths a lap. My pace is on fire right now. Yes, this is what you want to see from Fat Krim. Daniel Ricciardo, I'm here to send you to retirement. Let's have you then. Has he got DRS? Oh, he doesn't. Oh, you're so cooked. Haha, come here then. Let's have ya. Outside line, that's what we do. Bosh, through goes Fat Crims. Love that from the lad. Up to P13 in the Haas as Ollie Behrman, because you know that's what we do. I am world class. And now we've got Alexander Albon, who is on the hard tyre, which is awful. So let's go catch up to him. Oh, Alex Albon, your time has come, blood. You are absolutely finished. My pace is on fire right now. I'm doing the exact same thing again. Round the outside. Hold it. Pod it. Exit. Bosh. Now, we do have a yellow flag somewhere up ahead as well. I don't know who it's for. I don't know what it means. But I've just overtaken Alex Albon for P12 in this race, and I'm on an absolute storm right now. I'm having a great time. This car, it feels nice. It's comfortable. I'm confident. Also, I now can't hear anything because my PC's dead. And I don't know if this recording is even still remotely functional. I'll just have to see in the post-edit. This might not even be going out. But anyway, we've got, 4 or 5 laps left. Let's try and lock in, keep ahead of Albon, and I reckon P12 is a really good finish. So that's the target. A ambitious target, you could say, would to be somehow catch up to Esteban Ocon and maybe go for a P11, but I reckon that's quite a distance away, do you know what I mean? Right, one thing that I've just noticed that is extremely concerning is, look at the bottom right of your screen, if you can even see it. I'm below on fuel at the moment, or I'm right on the edge, right on the limit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick at my normal race pace, so just going flat out, until the final lap. Because if I survive the first main straight on the final lap, I should be good until the end. Then I can start fuel saving heavily. But that's a scary sight, to be honest. I don't like that at all. Right, penultimate lap of the race begins. I am now 0.1 fuel down. Daniel Ricciardo is trying an absurd double overtake, but luckily I got the DRS from Albon on the previous lap. This is going to go down to the wire, to be honest. If I go into low fuel mode in the final sector, I am absolutely finished. So I need to make sure that doesn't happen. But yeah, this is going to be a very scary finish, and I'm a bit nervous. I'm not going to lie, I'm very scared. Oh! Daniel Ricciardo's bowled it! Oh, he locks up going into the hairpin as I'm trying to do some fuel saving, and he goes into Narnia. See you later, mate. Well, to be fair, he only lost 1 position somehow. I don't know how he's managed that. What a driver. But yeah, this is scary. Even after doing some big fuel saving this lap, I have only managed to claw back about 0.001, like, what's the measurement? Laps? Alex Albon, who are you? Where have you come from? I've somehow failed an objective to keep the fuel above a certain amount, and now we go into the final lap. Way too little fuel to finish, but if I could just survive this DRS straight, then I should be able to heavily fuel save throughout the lap, and I'm just going to absolutely dump my overtake. Here comes Albon. He's going to take the outside. I've got the inside, though. I'm going to stick to it. He's going for it. He hasn't got the ball. He's going to switch back me. No, he's not. Okay, so I managed to hold on. Now, I need to go into heavy fuel save mode because, well, the AI can't really overtake you through this entire track, so I'm just going to chill. Nice. My fuel saving isn't working. I'm going like way off throttle right before the corner and also doing a lot of like coasting. As you can see, I go off throttle, I coast her through, once again just coast it through, and I'm not gaining fuel whatsoever. I think I'm about to lose every position that I've worked so hard for during this race, because there it is, low fuel mode gets activated. Although it ain't that bad, I reckon I can hold on here. Hang on a minute, overtake on, final corner, I can do this. Switch to the outside, Ricciardo's hit me up the arse, that isn't ideal. The other two are going wheel to wheel, that should allow me to go through for free, round the final corner, and I have shithoused the P12 out of the blue. Yes, we take that. P12 is actually a good result, to be honest, from where I started to how slow I was, only being able to beat Logan Sargent to, you know, finishing P12. Race pace was electric. Somehow ran out of fuel. I don't know how I managed that. I used 1.1 laps of extra fuel, which is usually just a bit more than enough. But yeah, there you go. P12. Bosh. So here's your final finishing order. George Russell takes the W ahead of Max Verstappen. Sergio Perez, by the way, P10 to P3. I've just ripped a load of wires up, my bad. P10 to P3 is a fantastic drive by him on a track you can't overtake on. Although, I get it's like for a higher position, but Perez gained 7 places. I gained 7 as well, to be fair. Okay, that makes sense. So, what happened to Lando Norris then, I wonder? I mean, they all finished within 5 seconds of each other, so I assume he just didn't have the pace, but P1 to P5 at this track is pretty difficult. But yeah, P12 for Ollie Behrman, aka Fat Crim. Fastest lap than, you know, everyone around me. Starting P19, loads of places. Lovely race, really. Unfortunately, Hulkenberg somehow dropped down to P20. I assume he got undercut by, like, everyone else. He did pick quite late, and he does finish in last. The standings, I mean, obviously didn't get any points, so it looks like this. Still stupid that I've got those points in the first place, but, you know, 12th at Bahrain, 12th at this track at Japan. We're getting back to normal. Constructors looks like this. And yeah, there you go. So that's going to be all from me. I do want to quickly say I do apologise if this video was largely unwatchable. I'm not entirely sure why. I'm wondering if it's because of the heat. But my PC was really struggling today. Usually, I have, you know, I have 4 applications open, 2 of them recording at the same time, one for the webcam, one for my gameplay, and usually, and when I say usually, I mean the last 2 weeks, it has been completely fine, and, you know, the videos have come out great. For some reason today and yesterday, I do suspect it's the heat. They've just ran like absolute poo. I mean, this video may be completely unwatchable, so I apologise for that. I've had to turn like 3 of my 5 applications off just to get it to run just that little bit smoother. So I hope it isn't too bad, but my guess is it's probably quite bad. But anyway, that's going to be all from me. Check out my watch-along streams over the weekend at the Singapore Grand Prix. Please like the video. It helps out more than you realise for us small creators. And I will see you lot next time. Peace.